What's up, y'all? Tell like it is TV, man. Let's talk about it, y'all. So first of all, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you want to donate. The links is in the description box. If not, that's cool. The like button is, that's right, y'all. The like button is free. All right, man. So let's get into this Charlie Kirk situation, man. Still been more talks going on about what happened and the connection to his wife and things like that. So we're gonna definitely touch on a lot of stuff. I told y'all already, in my last video that I did about Charlie Kirk, that I don't believe that it was some kind of, you know, Democrat left wing and all of that, all the narratives that was going out there. I told y'all people that I've had conversations with about this Charlie Kirk situation, and they believe that it's something to do with the Democrats. And I'm gonna be dead ass honest about that. Like, I don't believe it has nothing to do with the Democrats. That's just my personal opinion on that. All right. So anyway, I'm gonna play this video real quick. I'm actually gonna play a bunch of videos. This is gonna be a long video, y'all. I'm gonna try to make this as quick as possible. But it's gonna be a long one. All right. So we're gonna get into these few videos that I thought were very interesting when it comes down to Charlie Kirk being, taken up out of here. All right. So anyway, let's get into it. All right, so this video is pretty much just showing y'all that Trump and this woman Erica, which is the wife of Charlie Kirk, that they've pretty much known each other for a while, right? It's not no harm, no foul in knowing that. But my main thing about this whole situation is, that could have been one of those kind of marriages where it was more like staged, planned kind of thing, because your man just take a alleged wig shot at the end of the day, and you're not really fighting for any type of justice or any kind of you want answers to what happened and who all are involved. You know what I'm saying? You want no answers to none of that. You know what I'm saying? You just forgiving everybody. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no way. Ain't no way. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no way, unless this woman was unless this woman was a part of the shit. And I hate to say that, but allegedly, you know what I'm saying? Allegedly, she probably knew he was getting ready to take that alleged wig shot. Now I'm gonna get into a few more videos and why I keep saying alleged wig shot. All right, but anyway. All right, now in that movie Snake Eyes, there was a guy that was shot, and he was kind of taken out around the same date. You know what I mean? So a lot of these movies that we be seeing with these Hollywood actors, they find their way to pretty much for this to happen in real life and in real time. Okay, same dates and everything. You know what I mean? It's kind of wild. It almost reminds you of the alleged conspiracy theory. I don't even think actually, it's not even a conspiracy. I don't have to say alleged. But anyway, right before 9/11, the fucking Congress came out and said that they lost. The Department of Treasury came out I think it was the day before 9/11 or 2 days before 9/11, talking about they lost $2 trillion. All right. So these niggas just lost $2 trillion. So before that can really make big news, all of a sudden the towers go down. All of a sudden the Pentagon and shit blow up allegedly. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, they do some weird shit when motherfuckers get ready to start exposing some shit, or they know it's gonna cause people to be like, yo, what the fuck? How the fuck you niggas lose $2 trillion? You know what I'm saying? Now, my thing with Charlie Kirk is, I think that Charlie Kirk, and I'm standing on this, all right? I think Charlie Kirk was in the game. He was too deep in the game, being involved with them folks, all right? Let's just be honest about this. And when he went to turn his back, as far as his allegiance, when it comes down to, them people with the star, all right? The people with the star flag, all right? When he went to turn his allegiance and start questioning shit, it was time to take his ass out. And that's what I personally believe. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly. You know what I'm saying? I think I snapped. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But anyway, let me let this keep playing. All right, and people getting on her ass. I'm gonna be dead ass honest with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the people that's not falling for a lot of this bullshit and might be seeing through this broad at the end of the day. You know what I mean? They get in here, and this is what I don't like. I don't like motherfuckers. I don't like fake ass motherfuckers, dog. I don't. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be pledging allegiance to goddamn whatever you want to pledge your allegiance to, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got a right to do what it is that they want to do. All right. And long as they ain't imposing no will on nobody and none of that. But I can't stand no fake ass Christian though. You know what I'm saying? How you a Christian and y'all got all these Christian values and shit, but you're throwing up, you know, the devil signs and shit. Like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, it's what I'm saying. Like, I personally believe this broad knew what was getting ready to happen to this dude. You know what I'm saying? She's connected with some people, you know what I'm saying? And they probably was planning on snatching that platform anyway from Charlie Kirk in one shape, form, or fashion, you know what I'm saying? But they was all good with him until he decided he wasn't going to play ball no more, you know what I'm saying? That's why y'all got to be careful. Y'all running around here, you know, joining these organizations and shit, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers get your ass up out of there, you know what I'm saying? Once you start getting knee deep in the game like that, you know what I mean? But yeah, this is you know, oh no, that means I love you. That means I love you. She ain't got love for nothing but money. All right, she ain't got love for nothing in her heart but money. All right, at the end of the day. And number two, you know what I'm saying? She looked at hella demonic in that speech. I ain't gonna sit up here and hold you. The eyes was just icy blue and shit. Like this bitch just rose from the gates of hell and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, bro, nah, ain't no way, dog. This bitch set this dude up, in my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? Or she knew something about it. And I think a lot of people knew some shit was getting ready to happen to Charlie Kirk. But it is what it is. All right. So Charlie Kirk was murdered at the same dates. That same shit's lining up. You know what I mean? I thought that was very interesting. All right. And in that movie with Nicolas Cage, his name was Charles Kirkland. Okay, Charles Kirkland. Okay, got killed September 10th. Charlie Kirk in real life got killed September 10th. So, you know, at the end of the day, you know, the shit is just very eerie, okay? Very eerie. It's either this shit is a stage and they faking some shit, or, you know, like I said, they knew what they was getting ready to do. You know what I'm saying? They knew what was getting ready to happen to him. I think a lot of people knew what was getting ready to happen to him. You know what I'm saying? And that's fucked up that they sat up there. You know, like I said, I don't agree with everything Charlie Kirk would be talking about and shit. I think he's definitely one of these people that uses talking points. You know, he's not really in the field like that. You know what I'm saying? He's just going off whatever them people is telling his ass to get out there and say. You know what I mean? I seen a shout out to SETI, but I seen a video of him debating. It was a student. You know what I'm saying? A student packaged his ass up in a debate, packaged his ass up and sat him down in a corner somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I said, God damn, no me. Man, listen, man, that student ate that nigga Charlie Kirk alive. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. You know what I'm saying? Packed his ass all the way up. You know what I mean? But anyway. All right, so I'm gonna pause this real quick. Hold on. All right. All right, so like I said, you know, kind of forgive the boy, you know, for you know how this video is gonna end up being. I'm gonna pretty much be scrolling through videos, so I'm gonna go back and talk about some shit, and I'm gonna go forward and talk about some shit. But I'm just gonna try to knock everything out like this. So some of this stuff might be a little repetitive, all right. But anyway, let's get into this. This is another video right here.
Erica Fransvey.
How did a 17-year-old team up with the United States Marine Corps on an international nonprofit no tax filings operation? It's shocking, and we need to look at her mother.
And if I'm not mistaken, they said that this girl, this chick, Erica, is, you know, one of them people. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken, I think some of the videos I've been seeing, you know, she's you know, one of them you-ish people. You know what I'm saying? And not to say that all them people is bad and shit like that, but you know, like I said, man, they stand on some business. You know what I'm saying? Straight up and down, they stand on business at the end of the day. And the minute you're at, and especially if you got like influence and shit like that, and they don't let you in the door, this is how I personally believe. I believe this is how they think. That if they gave you the platform and everything, this, that, and the third, and in the minute that your ass want to renege on some shit, or you want to start questioning some shit, it's time to take your ass out. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like the Lord give it, the Lord give it away. You know what I'm saying? The Lord, or whatever the fuck the saying is and shit. But y'all know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like, you know, you do some shit with your parents or, you know, your grandma or some shit. She'd be like, you know, motherfucker be like, hey, I brought you in this world, I'll take your ass out. You know what I'm saying? Shit, you know, my mom used to tell me that shit all the time when I was acting a goddamn fool. You know what I'm saying? I brought you in this world and I'll take your ass out. And that's how them people think. You know what I'm saying? They really believe in that shit. And they be standing on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Straight up and down. But anyway. Allegedly, YouTube. Allegedly, that's how they get down.
Congratulations, Erica Fransvey.
How did a 17-year-old
so let's
team
come
up
over here real quick.
Down the road, and as a millionaire, because she owned a clothing line and she also was part.
All right, so let's get into this right here. So Stu Peters. Now, y'all know I used to get on Stu Peters' ass because I used to hate the fact that this motherfucker would be just, you know, race baiting. You know what I'm saying? Because he'll always, you can easily find some shit on some niggas doing some, you know, some niggas doing some dumb shit or whatever the case may be, and then post that all around like, you know, oh, black people, black people, black people, black people, black people, black people, black people. Like, bruh, you know what I'm saying? At some point in time, you gotta grow up, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Straight up and down. Now, I do like the fact that he's conservative, but he has definitely changed his tune. I'm not saying I'm the reason for it, but yeah, when we called his ass out, I know on my BitChute page, we definitely was going in on his ass because that's where he was pretty much at, or was on BitChute. Yeah, I know after that video though, he started calling out them people. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I was telling his ass to call. Hey man, you know what I'm saying? You got all this shit to say about black people and shit like that. Won't you call out them other people? You know what I'm saying? They the ones really running everything. What you complaining about? You know what I'm saying? You complaining about the government. You complaining about that. They run everything. You know what I'm saying? So how about you you know, get off black people back? You know what I'm saying? Some niggas doing some dumb shit. And won't you start motherfucking looking at their ass and their backgrounds and all the shit that they control, all the moves they making and shit like that. Won't you get into them? You know what I'm saying? And you know, like I said, he's definitely changed his tune as far as being somebody that's just up here, you know, want to talk about black people all fucking day. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, Erica Kirk's father founded and was the chairperson of an Israeli division that included building the Iron Dome, okay? So at the end of the day, like I said, this dude, Charlie Kirk, was involved with them people, dog. And they gave him a lot. And, you know, like I said, man, they really be standing on the business at the end of the day. If they believe that they made your ass, you know what I'm saying? They believe they could take your ass out, allegedly, okay? Allegedly, of course.
Erica Kirk. Apparently, they didn't meet. Erica didn't say they met, but she said that she saw him. She was on a pilgrimage with her mom, and she saw Charlie, and she was like, "Wow, I want to get to know that guy." And then apparently they met down the road, and as a millionaire, because she owned a clothing line, and she also was part of this this Romanian like child safety rescue operation. I don't know exactly what it was specifically, but then she decided that she wanted to apply for a job at Turning Point, and that turned into this budding relationship, and then they got married and they had kids, although there are no pictures of the kids' faces. I don't know the kids' names, and I've never seen.
And like I said, this can be one of those arranged kind of marriages and shit like that. We know that, the higher ups. I mean, it even goes on in Hollywood. It goes on in sports, okay? Some niggas is out here, you think that, man, that nigga got it going, man. Yeah, man, he got him a bad little red bone, right? Every nigga damn near got a light-skinned broad, you know what I'm saying? Some of them motherfuckers really are not in love with each other. They're just doing this shit. Some of them niggas might be gay, you know what I'm saying? They might actually like dudes, but they can't be out public and shit. So, they gotta use this, this tenderoni or whatever, you know what I'm saying? To make it seem like, oh yeah, he's a stand-up man, they got kids together, and they may not even have kids together, you know what I'm saying? Those might be her kids, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean, at the end of the day, but we do know that these marriages, and especially with these people that they push to the forefront, a lot of the times, well, now I ain't gonna say a lot of the times, but there are those cases where those men, they're not really in love with each other. They're not, you know what I'm saying? They're not, you know what I mean? They're assigned to each other. They're playing a script, playing a role at the end of the day, all right? So let this keep going.
The picture of Erica Kirk pregnant. Now, does that mean that all that is fake? No, but it's something to consider, especially when you look at her family tree. Her mom, AZ Tech, her dad, AZ Tech International. She's actually on video probably 5-6 years ago admitting that they moved to Arizona because her mom was working with Homeland Security and the Department of Defense. You can look it up that AZ Tech International has gotten at least $2.5 million in GSA grants from the federal government. And her dad apparently was the former chairperson of Raytheon's Israeli division. So there's just a lot of things going on.
Raytheon does have Raytheon Israel Ltd, which is responsible for working with the United States government and the American-based Lockheed and Raytheon in developing these missile defense systems, including the Iron Dome. So Raytheon literally does have Raytheon Israel Ltd, and you're saying that A to Z Tech is involved?
I'm saying,
this. So Erica Kirk's father is involved with Raytheon Israel? Is that what you're saying?
From what I understand, Erica Kirk's father formed Raytheon Israel's division and was the former chairperson / president. I believe he's retired now, but he was actively involved in that particular operation.
All right. So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? This is what I mean by that shit. You know what I mean? These folks, you start getting deep in with these folks, bro, and you start to motherfucking get your ass out here and think you go. Just think about it, right? See what happened with Kyrie Irving? Kyrie Irving put out a fucking book. They try to literally cancel this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Literally cancel this man. You know what I'm saying? Kanye West got out here, started running his mouth, this, that, and the third. Nigga went from a billionaire, and they started motherfucking, he raised all that money for Adidas and got all that attention for Adidas. And because this nigga said something, all of a sudden, Adidas don't want nothing to do with him. He not a billionaire no more. They blackballing his whole relationship with his kids and shit, you know what I'm saying? But that's what happened when you start playing with the beast. Y'all niggas be careful out here playing with the beast now, you know what I mean? Yeah, that shit ain't gonna be pretty once you're wet. You better have you better be strong-minded, you know what I'm saying? You better be very strong-minded. I'm just gonna say that. You know what I mean? But anyway, let's get into this though, man. Because Stu Peters probably has. Stu Peters probably has, and I'm gonna give the dude some credit. This is probably the best explanation that I've seen as far as, how did he really die? Did he get shot? Did the nigga blow up? Or like, what the fuck happened? You know what I'm saying? Like, and at the end of the day, our technology is so crazy nowadays. you know, I'm personally believing that I don't even think it was a shooter, dog. You know what I'm saying? I think Stu Peters might be on to some shit when it comes down to this. All right, so let's get into this real quick.
This out.
Whole way, if you want security, the Israelis know what they're doing.
This is the Israeli company that went and grabbed the device.
All right, and you heard Charlie Kirk. You wanted the Israelis. You know, like I said, this when he was heavy in the game with them folks. You know what I'm saying? Anybody mentioned anything about them people, he was going to bat for it. He was all Palestine is doing this and like, bro, all right, well, the Hamas people is doing that, not the whole fucking Palestine, nigga. Y'all out here bombing babies and shit like that, cutting off supplies, making sure the supplies not getting to innocent people that didn't have shit to do with whatever situation that you're talking about that happened. You're just going on killing a whole bunch of people and trying to justify that shit. That shit to me was some bullshit, you know what I'm saying? But you can't say nothing about that, you know what I'm saying? Not if you a nigga like Charlie Kirk. Nah, not a nigga like Charlie Kirk that's in too deep with these folks. You know, you can't say no shit like that. And you know, like I said, the man started changing his tune. Started to become a Christian, okay? A Catholic Christian or whatever the fuck he started to becoming, right? And then after that, it was time to take his ass out. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm going to let this keep going.
Or whatever it is, allegedly.
Here it is from the wide angle. Watch Charlie Kirk's right side of his t-shirt. Watch the lavalier lapel mic. Do you see it explode? Let's bring it in just a little bit closer. Watch this. Put it in a freeze frame. That is the explosion from Charlie Kirk.
Now think about that, right? If the man got, like, I don't know, I ain't no expert in the shit, but all I'm gonna say is if a nigga got shot, a sniper hit his ass, right? You know, why the fuck is his shirt and shit blowing up? You know what I'm saying? Like why is the nigga's shirt blowing up? You know what I'm saying? And the shit is just mad weird, dog. It is mad. Something's not right about this shit. But y'all know how this fucking app, that shit be cutting off. That shit is whatever. But anyway, you know, this theory definitely makes the most sense to me, in my personal opinion. I don't believe nobody really shot this nigga, and it's weird because nobody wants to come out with an autopsy, nothing. There's literally nothing. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, all right, if a nigga got, you know what I'm saying, if Tyrone gets shot at the end of the day, there's gonna be an autopsy done. You know what I'm saying? Now whether or not who they find the killer is and none of that shit, that's different. You know what I'm saying? But you're gonna have an autopsy. The fact that this nigga don't have no autopsy is something strange about that. So like I said, either this nigga ain't really dead, or this nigga got blown the fuck up. That's what makes sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Because it looked like something blew up in his collar. Like what the fuck was that? Especially when you look at it from when you know the close up on it. Now at first when you first see the footage, you're like, damn, you know that's kind of graphic to see. But that was a message, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, this is some kind of message that was sent out at the end of the day. You know, about playing, you know, being in them people parties, you know what I'm saying? Sitting at them folks' table and then think you're going to get up and think you're going to wave your finger at these folks, you know what I'm saying? If they make your ass, they going to break your ass, you know what I'm saying? Straight up and down. That's how they play. They stand on business about that shit, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Anyway.
All of the activity came from the mic that Charlie Kirk was wearing. Remember the palm gun guy in the brown shirt, that shadowy looking guy with the sunglasses?
Yeah, and motherfucker, I seen one video, motherfucker was talking about he shot a palm gun. in that split of a second, he shot a palm gun and accurately hit this nigga in the neck. Like, come on, fam. Y'all wildin' out. Y'all wildin' out, dog. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. When I seen that shit, I almost immediately did a video like, all right, man, y'all got to chill out with this Charlie Kirk shit, dog. This nigga did it. Come on, fam. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if y'all niggas is looking for views. Y'all trying to get hits on y'all Twitter and shit like that, but that ain't it, dog. That ain't it. You making yourself look like a damn fool getting out there on a platform saying some outrageous shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, fam. But anyway.
Yeah, he pushes the detonator. Clear as day.
Now, that makes more sense. This whole shit about this nigga having a palm gun and he shot that shit in between his fingers, and in a split second, he reached up and like, come on, fam. I was like, yo, ain't no fucking way, dog. Now, that makes sense. That would make sense, okay? Because it looked like he definitely pulled on or pushed something when he reached up for his, you know, to his shoulder. You know what I'm saying? and it goes off in perfect timing. Now, am I saying that this dude is the detonator or whatever the case may be? I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely not. But at the end of the day, you know, this theory is probably the strongest theory that I've seen so far. You know what I'm saying?
That's the assassin. That's the guy that pushes the detonator, which perfectly aligns with the explosion that pushes that projectile through Charlie's right side of his neck and out the left side, creating the exit wound.
And then think about this too, right? They got all the footage. There was cameras all over this place. This dude Charlie Kirk goes around, you know, pretty much doing these debates and shit at colleges and things like that. So his company, my bad, y'all. His company, Turning Point USA, they have cameras everywhere, all the fucking around the place. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to use no camera footage, no camera footage, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? Nobody want to give up no camera footage. So don't nobody want to solve shit then. That's how I think about it. You don't want to give up no so that people can see and all this other shit. You don't want to give none of that up. Then y'all hiding something. You know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas guilty about something. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no way. Y'all niggas guilty about something, dog. You know what I mean? But anyway, I'm going to let this keep going.
That might just look like the chaos that you would expect after someone was publicly executed in broad daylight in front of 3,000 people. But in no way did that trigger man, that assassin in the brown shirt with the sunglasses act alone. We have video now from Destiny that shows the handoff of this remote detonator. We had John Cullen on the program last week.
All right, so I would definitely say Stu Peters is definitely on to something when it comes down to that. That makes the most sense of what actually happened that day. Now, whether or not those two dudes are the detonators or whatever the case may be, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I wasn't there. But this is the strongest theory that I've seen so far. So shout out to Stu Peters about that. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's come down here. This is Candace Owens, all right? So y'all know how I feel about Candace Owens. Sometimes I rock with Candace. Sometimes Candace be cooning. You know, I'm flat out cooning, all right? Flat out buck dancing, cooning, jigabooing and all of that. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes she be really standing on business. You know what I mean? But anyway, Candace calls out the Turning Point USA why they won't release the videos they have that they never shared with the public. Candace Owens dropped some very interesting information on Tyler Robinson and about the case and calls out Turning Point USA because they won't release more information in the videos, all right? Now, Candace has been stating this from the very beginning that, you know, why not release the footage? You know what I'm saying?
But I'm not going to release
that. That's my thing about it, too. Like, okay, if that's the case, then release the fucking footage then. So, you know, so motherfuckers can get a good look at it and see what happened and did he actually get shot? Because that's the thing. That's the thing that I don't think they want out there. Because, you know, it's like, shit, did the nigga actually get shot? Because you got to think about it. Like, that would have had to been like some kind of Marine, you know, Army sniper. Like, this dude had to have, like, he had to be a master. He had to be a master sniper to be able to hit him direct like that from that far. And like, How the fuck nobody seen this dude? Nobody seen this dude walking in with a fucking briefcase and shit. You know what I'm saying? When the shot went off. Because if you're next to the dude with the sniper or even in that area, that shit is loud as fuck. You know what I'm saying? You're going to hear that shit. So, and you're going to be able to see the shooter or where the shot came from. It seemed like nobody knows where the shot came from. You know what I'm saying? So in that case, that's why I would say Stu Peters, to me, in my opinion, probably has the best theory when it comes down to what actually the fuck happened to this dude. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's let Candace go.
The fact that Turning Point will not release the footage, okay? I don't understand it. Every excuse that I have been handed for why they won't release it makes no sense to me. If you are under pressure, if people are starting to look at you funny as an organization, if they're thinking that, whether rightfully or wrongfully, if they are suspecting because they see this footage of someone quickly remove the SD cards that you guys had something to do with the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and you quite literally have footage that in theory should vindicate yourself, why wouldn't you release it?
Right. And these are just general questions. You know what I'm saying? If a motherfucker like, oh, tell like this TV, you had something to do with Charlie Kirk. Like, nigga, I ain't got shit to do with Charlie Kirk, nigga. Whoever hit him, because that's what the fuck they was going to do any goddamn way. They were just waiting for the opportunity. Look, nigga, here the footage, here everything y'all niggas need. You know what I'm saying? What y'all niggas want to see? Y'all want to see the back cam, front cam, side cam, sky cam, drone, nigga, whatever y'all want to see. I'm going to lay it all on the table because y'all ain't about to be accusing me for getting this nigga killed. You know what I'm saying? So whatever y'all need, y'all can have it all, especially if I'm person that's involved with the company, you know what I'm saying? Which is ironic that it's called Turning Point, and Charlie Kirk was pretty much the face of that shit, and now they taking a turning point, you know what I'm saying? So they really living up to their name right now. But, you know, like I said, that you're guilty, in my opinion. You look guilty. I don't know if y'all are guilty, but you look guilty by these actions, all right?
Think about that. Just in your own capacity. If somebody is saying you are guilty of anything, they're like, Candace, you are absolutely guilty of breaking into my car. And I'm like, I have a camera right here that shows that I did not break into your car. Would it make sense if I was like, but I'm not going to release that? I'm not going to release that. Because it's not right. It's not right.
And for instance, right, so me and one of my boys back in the day, I just use this situation in the street term, right? So one of my boys one day is at the basketball court, whatever the case may be. You know, they ganked the nigga for their phone, right? Straight up, you know, ganked the nigga for his phone real quick. So bang, I'm at my boy's crib, you know, I'm knocked out, I'm sleeping. And, you know, niggas is like, yo, they like, yo, where my phone at? Where my phone at? Where my phone at? And, you know, one of the dudes that, you know, we all cool, but, you know, certain dudes you just know you can't do shit with because, you know, they're not in the street, you know what I'm saying? They don't understand the rules and shit like that. So, you know, it is what it is. Everybody got that, right? But anyway, so dude's like, he started confessing like, yeah, nah, shit, I empty my pockets right now to prove I ain't got the shit. Like, you know that this nigga took the shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Why would you say some shit like that? You know what I mean? And and that's what I mean by that. Like, if you ain't did shit at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta fucking, you know, you gotta go ahead and just come out with it, dog. You know what I mean? Come on out with it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, if I know I ain't did shit, hey, look, I ain't did that shit, dog. I don't know what the fuck y'all niggas talking about. I have nothing to do. Look, here, all the camera footage that you need. You know what I'm saying? Let me wind this just a little bit.
Like, I have a camera right here that shows that I did not break into your car. Would it make sense if I was like, but I'm not going to release that? I'm not going to release that.
Right. And then my boy, knowing he took the phone, he was like, I ain't emptying out shit. Why? That nigga was guilty as fuck. So the other two niggas like, yo, I ain't got it, man. Shit, man, I'm emptying my pockets right now. My boy was like, nigga, I ain't emptying out shit. You know what I'm saying? Fuck is you niggas talking about? You know what I'm saying? And then that's when, you know, he was like, yo, go get I. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's my nigga right there. That's like my brother right there. But, you know, he already know. We come through, we standing on business, and we stepping on shit too. So you fuck around, lose your phone, and get your ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? So you was better off just going ahead and just taking that loss on that phone. You know what I'm saying? Which they did. You know what I mean? But anyway.
Because it's not right. It's not right for me to release. What? It makes no sense. I don't understand why they would not release this. The idea that it's because, well, the feds are saying the feds cannot arrest you. Last I checked, the feds cannot bring charges against you for releasing footage that you own. And since when do we trust the feds? Certainly Charlie didn't. He didn't believe we were getting the truth about the Epstein files and things of that nature. So I don't.
And this is the thing, too. So, like I said, you know, I know he was a big Trump dude and all that shit, but remember, you know, motherfuckers want these Epstein files out. But there's a lot of y'all favorite people that's on these goddamn files. So they really can't, like, as much as people think that they're ready to hear that shit, they're not ready to hear that their favorite politician was on that list. They're not ready to hear that their favorite artist and goddamn sports person and musician and shit like that. They're not ready to hear that the motherfuckers on that list, attending them weird ass parties and shit, fucking around with them kids. You know what I'm saying? They're not ready to stomach that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. You know what I mean? I think Trump and the boys, they said they was gonna release it. They backed off of that. You know what I'm saying? They backed up off that list. You know, and Charlie, you know, being the person that he is, spoke out about that. Now you're befriending the guy that you wanted in the office, the guy that you was in the White House with. That's a little sabotaging because we know that Trump is on that list. Okay, Trump is on that list of motherfuckers who would go down there to Epstein Island. Okay, whether or not y'all niggas believe Trump was getting involved with any of that shit or not, that's up for y'all to debate. You know what I'm saying? I'm not getting involved with that. But at the end of the day, he's on that list. So when you're calling for the Epstein list to come out, you're low-key, in a way, you know, sabotaging him as well. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it kind of is what it is. But anyway, so Charlie made a lot of people mad. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of people he was in cool with and that he was, you know, eventually, you know, started to kind of turn on. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. But anyway.
Accept that.
So we got a big story that I want to break here. Some alpha that just dropped by Candace Owens. Bryson Gray just put out this tweet. Check this out. Bryson Gray puts out a tweet that says Candace Owens said that Tyler Robinson never stepped foot on UVU campus and that his parents never turned him in. She also said that the FBI lied about his parents noticing him. Check out these tweets from Candace. Tyler Robinson is not suicidal. The entire narrative that was placed in the media about him having been suicidal is completely fiction, as are the other aspects of what we've been told.
Yeah, and I mean, there's been a lot of things about this Tyler Robinson character. Like, I swear, everybody, first it was the Democrats had something to do with it. Then this nigga's a transgender or some weird shit like that. Then it's all of a sudden it's some, yeah, he's a transgender or he's a fucking Democrat voter and shit like that, which all happen to be all lies, okay? All lies. Now the narrative is that, you know, and like I said, I've talked to people as well, and we talk about this situation. You know, they all believe that the nigga's a Democrat. You know what I'm saying? One person I work with, I'm like, bro, he's not a Democrat. You know what I'm saying? He was somebody who supported transgender rights. Okay, nigga, you got people that's Republicans that support transgender rights. Like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, this thing, they got people so brainwashed now into believing that if some shit happens to a Republican, it's the fucking Democrats. I mean, y'all already know who I think took the nigga out. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But nobody wants to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to deal with that. Nobody wants to even look at that or that even be. Somehow it's a fucking Democrat that did this shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, come on, man. We playing political football with a nigga who just got executed in front of, 3,000 people, dog. Like, this is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like, where's the fucking humanity in this shit at the end of the day? You know what I'm saying? This man was clearly set up by somebody. You know what I'm saying? A group of people at that. You know what I'm saying? He was clearly set up, okay? And this Tyler Robinson dude is probably just the fall guy for this shit, to be honest. You know what I'm saying?
His father having turned him in after his confession is also complete fiction. To the contrary, Tyler Robinson maintains his innocence and has never been to UVU campus. There is absolutely zero photos or videos that the campus can produce to the contrary, which is why they have produced nothing other than blurry images which Tyler's family knows it's not him.
All right, so think about that. They done lied about this man being a Democrat. They lied about this man fucking being on campus. This is probably why they don't want to release the footage. Okay? This is why they hiding all the footage, and everybody, you know, you hear the wife out there, oh, Jesus forgives, and I'm going to forgive. Man, listen, dog. I get all that shit, but at the end of the day, we got to get to the bottom of this shit, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to stand on some business when it come down to that. Fuck all that. If my significant other takes a wig shot or whatever the case may be, I need to know what the fuck happened. You know what I'm saying? I need all detail. Who lying? Who this? Who that? What was going on? It ain't. She's doing this whole forgive shit because she wants y'all niggas to forget about the whole situation in general. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of foul play what happened to this man. You know what I'm saying? Now, whether y'all niggas like Charlie Kirk or not, that's not what we're talking about right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you got people celebrating this man's death. That shit is not cool. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck if I disagree with the man. You know what I'm saying? On everything. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean that if this man is to die, I'm out here celebrating like that's some kind of win for me. It's not. I don't win shit out of Charlie Kirk just because he might say some shit about black people I don't agree with. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, just because he took a wig shot and shit, it don't mean that I'm over here parlaying about the shit. You know what I'm saying? My day is going to go on regardless on whether Charlie Kirk really died or he didn't die or he got shot or a nigga blew his ass up. That shit is not, it don't affect me, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day. But it is disgusting to see people fucking celebrating this man's death. That shit is not cool, you know what I'm saying? Same thing when Trump his ass almost got taken the fuck up out of here. That shit is not cool to be celebrating a nigga, you know, that almost died, you know what I'm saying? That's not cool. Motherfuckers got family, they got kids and shit like that really care about him. Now, the Erica chick, I don't know if she really care about this dude like that, in my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? But them babies gonna care, and they gonna miss their pops at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that I stand on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Regardless. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let it keep going.
Tyler has never once expressed a suicidal thought. I want to make that clear. The federal...
And not only that, the nigga never even stepped foot on campus. Okay? So... like I said, dog, y'all don't want to deal with the shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to play political football with this shit. Y'all don't want to deal with who really was after this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't want to deal with that shit, dog.
The government is lying about absolutely everything other than the fact that is his gun. I mean, this is pretty fucking huge. Check this out. She said, not that we need further substantiation, but Tyler Robinson did not author those Discord messages. I would like to again stress that he has never been to the UVU campus, but I also need to confirm this later. I believe that he was around the area that day. I will have more on this later, but I wanted to immediately publish the fact that Tyler Robinson's suicide narrative, plus that his dad did the right thing after realizing his son was guilty, is a federal concoction.
All right. So even the whole thing of the pops turning them in, listen, bro, what kind of nigga is going to turn their son in after doing some shit like that? Nah, man, I'm just standing up and doing the right thing. I'm going to go turn my son in. Look, bro. If I had a son, and my son allegedly committed some kind of crime like that, I'm not turning that nigga in. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all on that. I'm not turning that nigga in, dog. I'm gonna try to hide this nigga, and if they get him, they get him. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, nah, I'm not doing that to my son. Nah, hell no. You know what I'm saying? Now, if it's somebody else, you know, whatever, nigga, your ass is going in there, nigga. Like, what? You fucked that up. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, but my kid, nah, I'm not turning my kid in, regardless of what the fuck they did. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna turn them in. Now I might be like, yo, that's some bullshit you did. What the fuck was you thinking? I might, chastise the fuck out of them, but I'm not turning my kid in though. That's not happening. You know what I'm saying? So anybody believing in that shit is kind of weird to me. Or, oh yeah, now the dad did the right thing, man. He's a conservative, and you hear the talking point. He was a conservative. They're playing political football with this man's death, and that shit is disgusting work. Disgusting work, okay? Disgusting. You know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas ought to be ashamed of yourselves, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's come over here to this chick. Now, this is her at the goddamn, this is her at the goddamn, whatever, the wake or whatever that they have for Charlie Kirk. I ain't even play the whole thing with her walking out like she was Goldberg or something. You know what I'm saying? Remember how Goldberg used to come out with all the sparks and shit flying? And he come through that bitch punching and all that shit? Nigga, that's how she came out on stage. I was like, yo, come on, fam. Like, this shit is just too much. It's too much. You know what I'm saying? It has like a theater actor feel to it. You know what I'm saying? It didn't feel like that was something real. You know what I mean? It has more of like a show type of shit. You know what I'm saying? But anyway.
Even the doctor told me it was something so instant that even if Charlie had been shot in the operating room itself, nothing could have been done. There was no pain, there was no fear, no agony. One moment Charlie was doing what he loved, arguing and debating on campus, fighting for the gospel.
Fighting for the gospel. This woman does not believe in the gospel, all right? She already showed y'all who she was pledging allegiance to up there on stage with Mr. Trump, President Trump, all right? So at the end of the day, you know, what gospel is she talking about? You know what I'm saying? I think I know what gospel you talking about. But anyway, like I said, this woman right here, I don't know, dog. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their rights to motherfucker sit up there and, you know, got their rights to sit up there and jump on this woman because I think she definitely was faking up there. She didn't even cry. No tears came out this woman's eye at the end of the day. Like I said, your significant other gets their wig blown off at the end of the day. Nigga, you're going to be hurt. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be hurt. You know what I'm saying? Straight up and down. You ain't going to be up here. You can't even get a tear. You can't even get a tear out and you're trying? You're trying to get a tear out and you can't get a tear out? Like I said, man, they set that man up. Either they set that man up or this shit ain't real. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But anyway, let's come over here. Some other shit too as well. So let's come over here.
Filmmaker in America, and why it's taking me so long to roughly get to 260,000 and get to a point where our Twitter Spaces can get 5,000 people and pack a house. It's because of dickwads like Jack Posobiec.
All right. Now this is one of these, you know, hardcore conservative dudes, and this is the shit that I'm talking about. I saw a leftist murder Charlie Kirk, and I saw them celebrating. Like, y'all niggas is really out here doing nasty work, bro, for politics. It's disgusting. Who y'all really trying to cover for? Like, that's my thing about the shit. Like, who y'all really trying to cover for? Because y'all can't blame the Democrats for this shit. This ain't got nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? This ain't got nothing to do with no Democrat, no Obama. Because, you know, these hardcore Republicans love to race bait. So they'll fuck around and blame Obama for the shit. You know what I'm saying? Kamala Harris' fault and shit. You know what I'm saying? Kamala Harris and Obama, they concocted a plan to come after Charlie Kirk. And it was the Democrats that set that up. Yeah, the Democrat, Obama, yeah, we don't like niggas. So Obama has something to do with that. Kamala Harris has something to do with that. Or what about Bill Clinton, Joe Biden? Nope, Obama. Kamala Harris. Even Michelle Obama has something to do with that too. Like, let these niggas tell it. You know what I'm saying? Let these niggas tell it the Democrats got Charlie Kirk murked. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking ridiculous. Like I said, these people, dog, they don't want to deal with the real issue. They love to talk this truth shit, but they don't really want to stand on that shit because they align with certain people. You know what I'm saying? And if they get out there and even try to stand on some business, on some truth, they're going to end up like Charlie Kirk. You know what I'm saying? So anybody out there, y'all out there dealing with them folks, you know what I'm saying? You better be careful, all right? You better tread lightly at the end of the day. Anyway.
And this trans shooter narrative shit is going to be career ending for these psychopaths. So let me just show you guys what these dickheads are trying. Okay, so he puts out a tweet this morning, and it's only got 104,000 views, and I can't tell you that's over like 10 hours. So the engagement on this is absolutely horrible. So he said, I saw a leftist murder Charlie Kirk, and then I saw them celebrate it. You know what I saw? I saw media try to push a narrative about a lone shooter on the roof with a gun and a man that walked down neighborhoods and changed outfits and then came back with a gun down his pants and was limping because he was carrying the gun down his pants. Then we were told that he got on the roof, assembled the rifle.
And y'all got to think about technology nowadays. Technology nowadays is so advanced, dog. They got AI videos of people doing dumb shit. I literally had somebody show me a video, and they swore up and down it was real. I'm like, bro, that's AI. He like, nah, this ain't AI. This is for real. This really happened. Bro, this is AI. You know what I'm saying? It's not real. You know what I mean? And it just lets you know on how dangerous technology can get at the end of the day. So they can concoct some shit. They could take a video of somebody leaving a roof and changing clothes somewhere in goddamn Mississippi somewhere, use that footage and tell y'all niggas, hey, yeah, this is the shooter right here. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of shit that they can do and piece certain shit together and just have all kind of theater going on, all kind of confusion going on. So now you don't know what the fuck to believe. And then the people that really put the plan and put the hit out on this dude, they're able to just ride off into the sunset because now you're looking over here, you're looking over there, you're looking down here, you're blaming the Democrats, you're blaming Obama, you're blaming Michelle Obama, you're blaming Hunter Biden, know what I'm saying? You're blaming any and everybody, but the real issue, know what I'm saying? Like I said, when I brought that shit up to people at the bar, niggas said I was a Democrat. What? Nah, I think you're starting to lean. Well, I ain't gonna say they, but this one particular dude he just started calling me a Democrat. Like, bro, how am I a Democrat, nigga? This what the man said. You know what I'm saying? The man said this shit, and 2 days later, a month later, this nigga is dead now. Know what I'm saying? The fuck is you talking about? Know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, get off your knees for the Republicans, nigga. God damn, nigga. You know how I used to go in on the Democrats? I be feeling like that sometimes with some of these hardcore conservatives. Like, nigga, get off your knees for these people, dog. You know what I'm saying? Both of these motherfuckers is fucking American people over on the left and the right. You know what I'm saying? I respect regular fucking Republicans. I respect regular Democrats. You know why? Because regular Republicans and regular Democrats can have a conversation. We can agree to disagree. And shit, we might agree on a lot of things. It might be certain things we just disagree on. A hardcore Democrat and a hardcore fucking Republican, I can't stand neither one of them. You know what I'm saying? They on their knees for these people. You know what I'm saying? And if these people met them, they wouldn't even fucking, whatever, man. Anyway, I'm gonna let the video keep going.
Changed his outfit, took the shot, got done, cleaned up his shit, changed back the rifle, disassembled the rifle, put it back down his pants, jumped off a roof. Then we're told that he's in a Discord. Then we're told that he's not in a Discord because the CEO of Discord comes out and tells us he's not in a Discord.
All right, the CEO from Discord say, look, y'all not putting me in that shit.
And then we're seeing every single angle from this shot, and none of it makes sense. None of it lines up. And then we're being told.
This is what I mean by the theater. Then you got this old dude over here talking about he was the shooter, right? Like I said, like nobody wants to deal with the issue. Y'all, listen, bro. I get it. Y'all might be aligned with them people, dog. Y'all might be really aligned with them people, for real. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it is what it is.
That this man is somehow in a full sprint on the roof with a rifle within 3 seconds. And then we have this flurry of conspiracy theories. Then we also don't even get me started on the fucking patsies. And don't even get me started on what Candace is about to drop this week. So all of this big shit that you're trying to push, Jack, and we know what you're doing. And it's going to be career ending for anybody in the MAGA, the fake MAGA media, from Benny Johnson to...
Oh, yeah, all y'all hardcore conservatives, y'all about to hold one of the biggest L's. Y'all gonna make the whole Republican joint look bad. Yeah, y'all definitely are, cause y'all been out here lying about what the fuck is actually happening. I think I know why y'all doing that though. You know what I'm saying? I got a clue of why y'all doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all know who technically might be involved with that shit. You know what I'm saying? It definitely was some kind of inside job. That's my personal belief about it. I don't believe that this is some wild motherfucker that just hate Charlie Kirk so much that he wanted to snipe this nigga out. Nah, I don't believe that. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe that. You know what I mean? So I believe that this was more of an inside job. These are people that is around Charlie Kirk damn near on a daily basis, and people that they were comfortable with, that they can set him up like that. You know what I'm saying? That's my personal belief about that shit. Like I said, Stu Peters, to me, has the best theory of what the fuck happened to dude. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion. I don't know if y'all fuck with Stu Peters or not. I don't really fuck with Stu Peters like that, but I give a motherfucker their credit when they do some good shit. You know what I'm saying? But anyway.
Nick Sorter to fucking Zach Guntherman or Zach Engelman, whoever the kid, Cullen Rugg, all of them. They're all getting exposed. Laura Loomers, because we ain't letting this Charlie Kirk investigation go, Jack Posobiec. No matter how many times you repeat, I saw a leftist murder Charlie Kirk, the more time that you're going to hear voices like me saying, fuck you. And you're going to hear people like me not afraid to call it out. And our voices are getting louder, and yours is obviously getting smaller, Jack. So tick-tock, motherfucker. How much longer can you guys carry this weight for this administration and cover up the assassination of Charlie Kirk? He was supposed to be your buddy, you dirtbags. He was supposed to be your friend. You were supposed to be the ones fucking protecting him. And now he's dead. Your trans shooter narrative's falling a fucking apart. This is why your engagement sucks more dick than Dolan Mulvaney at a CPAC conference.
All right. So let's Let's come over here. That's Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan don't even believe in the whole. Joe Rogan don't believe in the whole shooter narrative and all that whole other shit. Know what I'm saying? But anyway,
You find this rifle.
let y'all hear what Joe got to say.
This is just a narrative, right? Yeah. We watch a guy jump off the roof, and then we supposedly find this rifle. So if you can have a guy that's in the audience that's yelling, "I shot him, now shoot me. I shot him, now shoot me," and then that guy gets arrested for child porn charges, like he's like, what is going on here? And then you find
right, that's wild.
This rifle, and then you say, "Oh, he assembled it and he reassembled it." Like, okay. I wish I was a cop. I'd sit in a room like, this story is horseshit. Like, none of these things make any sense to me. Like, you're telling me that this kid who's not military trained, this guy, first of all, how did he get to the roof? How come nobody was looking? How come nobody was, like, there's a direct line of sight between where he's sitting and those roofs? You guys didn't check? You don't have a drone? Like, that's insane. So he's on the roof. He shoots. He jumps from the roof. He jumps down 14 feet.
Yeah, we saw didn't they have video of him jump? Somebody had a cell phone video of him jumping.
There's
down,
a video
right?
of him jumping. So this guy, whoever it is, jumps off of the roof and lands. Whether or not he's even the guy who shot him, maybe he thought he was going to shoot him. Maybe he's a patsy. Maybe he did it.
I feel like he's a plant. Did you see the video? Did you see the person doing the investigating on his mom's Facebook?
No.
You haven't seen this? Have you seen that, Jamie? Some dude online.
His mom's got a weird Facebook page. Spill coffee.
Very trippy. It doesn't make any sense. Like, the more they keep looking into it, the more they're like, this doesn't feel like a real. It feels super fabricated.
But here's the thing. Just like I was talking about when people are arguing on social media.
All right. But anyway, so that's Joe. That's what Joe had to say. A lot of people is really starting to call this shit out, and it don't make any fucking sense. But anyway. All right. So this is Charlie Kirk's wife right now. You know what I'm saying? A few days after you know, her person that she loves so much got executed pretty much in front of everybody. All right. But I definitely agree with this tweet. A widow who doesn't sound like a widow, because she isn't, all right? Original footage of the shooting still available with zero graphic content censorship. But a 30.6 exit wound on a deer is censored on the same apps, all right? Chat GPT says blood is 100% AI, okay? So for y'all Chat GPT users that love to, you know, oh man, I'm talking to Chat GPT, I'm talking to Chat GPT. Man, fuck Chat GPT, whatever the fuck that shit is called. But anyway, since y'all love to use this shit now, they say that the blood is 100% AI. That's what they said, all right? That's what they said. Anyway, smiling, laughing, the show will go on, all right? Back to original shape and dark eyebrows. Anyway. No burial, no resting place, no President Donald Trump putting hand on a casket like Billy Graham. All right, the target audience is this dense. Okay, so this is her right here.
Say, Charlie had.
Is the things Charlie himself
100%.
Told us where we were going.
100%, and similar with Turning Point USA, Charlie had. 100%.
Told us where we were going.
100%.
Now this doesn't look like a woman who just lost her husband, you know what I'm saying? This looks like somebody who's relieved of like, she's relieved. Like, I don't know how to explain this shit, but she seems relieved about a lot of this shit, you know what I'm saying? It's very weird, man, very weird.
And similar with Turning Point USA, Charlie had a plan moving past 2030.
All right, so Charlie had all these plans for years to come. And now that shit is all about to be usurped, okay, by the alleged wife. You know what I'm saying? Smiling, laughing, giggling, kikiing, you know what I'm saying? All that, you know what I mean? But she don't want to stand on no business about if this nigga got shot, if he got blown the fuck up. She don't care about no autopsy to know whether or not what really happened to this man. You know what I'm saying? Nothing. But a grand fucking a wake that felt like a fucking theater goddamn show and shit like that. You know, all the theatrics and all this craziness going on. Like I said, bro, I don't trust this broad, dog. I don't trust this broad. I don't trust a lot of shit that probably was around him, to be honest. Because like I said, when he started to talk about them people, literally months later, he was up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Then he was beating the table about the Epstein files. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, it is what it is.
That he's shared with the team and has implemented. So we're not going anywhere.
We have the blueprints.
We have the blueprints.
All right, we have the blueprints. All right, so now this nigga done got taken out, and now you about to just usurp all that shit and use all this man's knowledge, but you don't want to go for this man's. You don't want to go for your husband's, not this man. This your husband. You don't want to go find out what the fuck really happened to this dude. Know what I'm saying? You don't want him being a quote-unquote freedom fighter and shit, out here debating people and trying to quote-unquote preach the gospel and shit. Know what I'm saying? You don't want to know what happened to this nigga. Know what I'm saying? Your husband, you don't want nothing to do with it. Know what I'm saying? You want everybody to just pick it up and put it down. Know what I'm saying? That's nasty work. Know what I'm saying? That's nasty work. Anyway.
We have our marching orders, and we are just remaining humble.
All right. And remember what I told y'all about these dudes at the turning points, the Charlie Kirks, and you got your Nick Fuentes and all these weirdos over there on the Republicans, on the hardcore Republican side of the game. They don't go based off truth. They go based off talking points. The woman just said the shit, you know what I'm saying? We got our talking points. We got everything, all right? This is what they do. They go off talking points. They don't have nothing to do with no truth, all right? Now let this woman, Erica, or any of these niggas up here start talking about them folks. I guarantee you Turning Point USA will get canceled. I guarantee you that, you know what I'm saying? All that shit about we good for the next 20, 30 years. Yeah, all right, you know what I'm saying? Long as you out here talking about the Democrats, long as you out here talking about black people, you know what I'm saying? Creating weird-ass narratives and shit like that. Long as you talking about the gays and shit like that, you going to be good, you know what I'm saying? The minute you start talking about them folks, belt to ass, you know what I'm saying? Belt to ass at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, let me come down here. We got some more shit. I think I'm almost done with this video. This video way too long. Well, I didn't want to make this too long, honestly. All right, hold on. So let's come over here real quick.
This is the first I've seen this or heard of this.
All right. So anyway, her name was Erica. I don't even know how to pronounce that, but that definitely sounded like one of them kind of names, last names. We just got to be honest about that. Anyway, from her first marriage, yes, she's been married before. He was Romanian and likely connected to you know who. I found all this online. They've scrubbed a lot. She didn't meet Charlie, all right? So let's get into it.
This is the first I've seen this or heard of this. And completely checks out. Nice work.
All right. So at the end of the day, like I said, it is what it is, man. And that's what I mean about them people on the hardcore right. They don't want to do no real. Like I said, if this would have happened, if that shit would have happened to Donald Trump or some crazy shit like that, man, these niggas would have had all kind of investigations. They'd have been digging. But somebody that they literally called their friend, right? Until he started talking about them people is when they turned their back on his ass. You know what I'm saying? Even his wife, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly. All right? But let's come over
Turning
here.
Point US noticed how Erica Kirk wiped away non-existent tears with a tissue 3.
And this what I was meaning about that too. Like, the broad wasn't even up there crying. She was trying to cry. Like, she was trying really fucking hard to get some tears out and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you lose somebody, speaking of, like, because like I said, I've lost people in my life and that shit hurt. You know what I'm saying? And, bro, you be fucked up about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is, it's certain people I think about and shit at times, and that shit makes my eyes water sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I could be working and somebody might do something that remind me of something that, something my uncle did or something my uncle would say. And in that split second, I kind of would get emotional and shit a little bit. You know what I mean? But, like I said, these are people that you care about. You don't have to fucking, nobody was telling her she need to go up there and be bawling the fuck out. But, man, you're up there fake crying. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can see this shit. We see you, right? We see you, right? Like, come on now. You know what I'm saying? Did she really love this nigga Charlie? You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, I think that shit was an arranged marriage, okay? Allegedly. Allegedly. You know what I'm saying?
Times, no one seems to realize she's actually the biggest winner. At Charlie Kirk's funeral, his widow Erica sparked controversy with her demeanor. She wore a tailored white suit, a perfectly
This is what I mean. This is what I mean about the Goldberg shit. You know what I'm saying? She had the sparks flying and shit. Like, come on, man. Y'all doing way too much, dog. Y'all niggas act like Charlie Kirk. Like this nigga was goddamn Jesus or some shit like that, dog. Like, come on, fam. Like, all this shit, like, yeah, y'all wilding out. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I ain't gonna hold you, dog. Y'all already know how I feel about this shit. I think all them niggas shut that man up.
styled hairstyle and dazzling gold bracelets and luxury rings. Throughout the ceremony, she held a tissue to her eyes, yet not a single tear fell. Her polished appearance, combined with the unexpected fireworks display at the funeral, led many to suspect it was an elaborate performance. In her speech, she declared, "I choose to forgive the person who did this," showing no visible grief over her husband's death. More importantly, she inherited Charlie's entire $85 million estate and will take over leadership of Turning Point USA, despite Charlie's well-documented opposition to women holding positions of power, believing they should remain homemakers. Her actions clearly contradict his stated wishes. In reality, Erica was never Charlie's ideal wife. A former basketball player, Miss Arizona, and entrepreneur, her ideas were often suppressed during his lifetime. Now in control, she can live life on her own terms, with the support of figures like Donald Trump and Vice President Vance, who see her as a potential political ally. All signs point to Erica using this opportunity to launch her own political.
All right, and this is something her husband didn't really agree with. You know what I'm saying? So her husband didn't even believe. So, you know, it is what it is, dog. It is what it is, dog. You know what I'm saying? Let's get into some more.
Crown. The Corona. Erica was crowned Miss Arizona. Phoenix, Arizona. The Phoenix is rising.
I have played basketball since I was 5. Super tomboy.
Not just a tomboy, a super tomboy.
In college, I played for the NCAA Division II Regis University women's basketball team.
Regis University, Jesuit Catholic University in Colorado. It just happens to be a Jesuit Catholic university. Looks like we got Mary right there at the bottom of the video, by the way.
Didn't like dresses.
Oh, it didn't like dresses. Really? You didn't like dresses. It reminds me of that Who song.
Everyone thought I was a little boy.
Oh, hold on a minute. Everyone thought I was a little boy. Quote, I didn't like dresses. Everyone thought I was a little boy. I wonder why they thought that.
And I was just a baller completely.
A baller? Were you just a baller? Yes. But, just a little baller flying a plane. Is that a boy or a girl? Thinking is illegal. If you think, we will take away your right to make a living because we love freedom.
My mom hated combing my hair because it was so knotty and my hair is super long and I didn't want it combed, and so we ended up cutting it like Bam Bam, just like straight across, full haircut.
I thought girls kind of were into like combing their hair, at least. Is that a boy or a girl? See, you could kind of go either way on that one, huh? Somewhat androgynous, one might say. So Erica has already told us that people thought she was a boy.
Even when we went to the grocery store, the people would be like, "Hey, Sonny, you gonna take those groceries out for your mom?" And I was like, yes.
All right. So like I said, bro. So this shit won't even pause. God damn. But yeah, like I said, as y'all seen her with throwing up the devil horns and all that other shit she was out there doing, you know, some of the jewelry that she had definitely alludes her to being in connection with a lot with these folks, bro. This is what it is, man. You know what I mean? But anyway, let this keep playing.
From
right.
Erica Kirk.
All right, let's come down here real quick. I think this is probably my last one right here. Hold on, let me see. All right, I guess we got a couple more, but let me go to Nancy. You know, I don't really don't fuck with Nancy Grace as well. You know what I'm saying? I really don't fuck with her, but you know, let's get into it though.
Tonight, the FBI says the Charlie Kirk conspiracy theories are legit. That's the first time we've ever heard that from the government. Think about.
All right, so the FBI, like, look, dog, yeah, man. Look, man, we can't look, man. The people look, man. They got this shit. They got it. Hey, they on to something. Know what I'm saying? But see, the FBI not gonna say who really did this shit. They're not gonna give it all out like that. But they're gonna be like, look, whatever niggas is out there saying, they did that shit. You know, motherfucker be like, if they say whatever he did that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what the FBI is saying. They like, look, whatever conspiracy theories is out there, shit, they got some legs on that. You know what I'm saying? They definitely got some legs on that, boy.
Got it. JFK, UFOs, it goes on and on and on. But tonight, Kash Patel says he is actually investigating the many, many conspiracy theories surrounding the murder of Charlie Kirk. This as the suspect's male lover is eyed. I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. I want to thank you for being with us. The director of the FBI is literally chasing down conspiracy theories. Listen.
FBI Director Patel now investigating conspiracy theories about Charlie Kirk's murder. Patel was able to dismiss a theory a pilot was involved because they turned off their transponder moments after the shooting, but says others could be credible. They include theories about accomplices, authenticity of the text conversation between Robinson and his roommate, the bullet's trajectory, and even why Kirk, who normally wears black, was clad in white that day.
You know, I've never heard the government even acknowledge conspiracy theories, much less state that they will be investigated. With me, an all-star panel to make sense of what we are learning tonight in the Charlie Kirk shooting. Straight out to Victoria.
All right, I ain't gonna hold y'all too much. It is what it is. Let's come over here. I think this is the same video, Candace. Yeah.
Again, did you watch this? Now let me tell you how I tracked down this footage. It took me all of 2 hours to track down this footage, to get the name of the person who had filmed the footage. And from there, after messaging someone on Twitter, they said, I got the footage from this person. This is the person that shot it. And he's willing to speak to you. I get in touch with this individual. Okay, very quickly. It was all transpired in a couple of hours. And you will never guess what it is that he told me. He told me that neither the feds nor the local police had ever reached out to him. Never. I'm sorry, what? You have one of two.
All right.
There's a chance. Okay, just when you thought the simulation and the conspiracy theories couldn't get any more crazy after Snake Eyes, well, let's just say our buddy Chris Truck Cyber, I believe, Cybertruck Chris, just sent me some shit that's fucking crazy. Check this out. So in this message from Chris, he says, 13 years ago, Emerson Drive put out a video for a song called She's My Kind of Crazy. The actress in the video is Erica Kirk before she ever met Charlie. In the video, she zip lines on Fairmount with Tyler from the band. In the video and in the background, they show Tyler with the numbers 910 behind him, and Erica has 1010 behind her with an American flag. Tyler Robinson is the supposed shooter. What are the chances? Okay, now let's check out these photos. Okay, this is Erica Kirk, and this is Tyler. Okay, it's gonna get weirder. This is behind them on the Vegas Strip, 910 and 1010. And then here is the video, She's My Kind of Crazy official music video by Emerson Drive. So you're telling me there's a chance. Okay, just when...
All right. All right, so this is...
Never.
All right, so this is
not good, you...
So this is a funeral director, all right? So this ain't Tell Like This TV up here trying to make up some shit because y'all niggas think I'm Charlie Kirk fanned out or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But anyway... this ain't no conspiracy theory or no shit like that. This is a funeral director, okay? With the same questions that everybody's asking. Why isn't there no autopsy of what the fuck? I mean, hell, even when George Floyd got killed, there was an autopsy of him getting killed. You know what I'm saying? Charlie Kirk, ain't no autopsy of this nigga of him getting shot or whatever the case may be. But man, let's get into it.
This is not good, you guys. I am throwing my funeral director flag after police dispatch audio came out and said there was no autopsy performed and that the doctor at the hospital signed the death certificate.
I'm going to break this down for you as a funeral director, been in the industry for 15 years. I am not going to talk about specifics. I am not going to talk about conspiracies. I'm just going to give you the facts, and then you can come to your own conclusion after that. All over the internet for 2 weeks now, I've been seeing people say, well, an autopsy was not needed because we saw what happened. That is totally contradictory to the law.
And think about that. So to say that we saw what happened, there's no need for an autopsy. Like, yeah, there is, because, you know, we need to know what kind of gun it was. We need to know if he even really got shot. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, to me, I'm gonna keep saying it. Stu Peters has the best theory when it comes down to what actually happened to Charlie Kirk that day. That makes the most sense to me, and you can see the shit. His whole collar. His whole shirt collar, like blew the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn. You know what I mean? But anyway.
Autopsies are required always in the case of homicide, suicide, car accidents, any unexpected, unattended deaths, any deaths of violence. They need this not just to pinpoint the cause of death, but also for legal proceedings. You would still need those facts from the medical examiner in the court of law. Every area is different, but it is pretty consistent across the board that these types of deaths 100% of the time get an autopsy. I have never, ever seen a case like this not receive an autopsy. If you are wondering about the portion...
All right. Martin Luther King, when he got killed, autopsy. Malcolm X, autopsy. I think JFK, if I'm not mistaken, autopsy. All these fools get autopsy, but Charlie Kirk don't get one. He don't get one. You know what I'm saying? Come on, fam. Shit is weird, dog. I ain't even gonna sit up and hold y'all niggas too much. Hold on, let me scroll through some other videos real quick. I think that's all I had left. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. All right. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it right there. But anyway, though, man, y'all let me know what y'all think. You know what I'm saying? Y'all think Tell Like It Is TV jumping out the window with this shit? I need to know. You know what I'm saying?
Similar with Turning Point USA.
I need to know. I want to know what y'all niggas believe about this Charlie Kirk situation. Me personally, I think Charlie Kirk was in too deep. You know what I'm saying? That's my personal opinion on that. I think he was aligned with some people, man. And everything was good when he was, you know, he was slamming on the Democrats, you know, talking shit about black people all the time. Everything was good, you know. I think he started to get to a point where he started to become a little bit too big for his bridges. He obviously had some people on the inside that was willing to, you know, usurp all of his fucking everything that he's built at the end of the day. And like I said, bro, the banging the table of the Epstein files. Now you're turning your back on Trump. You know what I'm saying? Because he's on that list. You know what I'm saying? You're banging the table about that. Then you start banging the table and changing your tune as far as when it came down to Israel and goddamn Palestine. You know what I'm saying? You start changing your tune on them people. And if I'm not mistaken, hold up. I think I might actually have that. Hold on real quick. All right. So I think...
believe that you didn't...
Hold on. I'm actually going... I think I have a few videos. Hold up. Let me see.
The restoration as it begins.
Hey, so that's mass psychosis. If your church is using AI-generated voice of Charlie Kirk telling you that everything's going to be okay and he's in heaven and this is how you should think for the next coming months, that's a cult. That is psychosis.
All right. And like I said, Charlie Kirk was definitely
Have y'all seen this video?
involved with them folks, dog. I keep trying to tell y'all. So he was just he was knee deep in the game. All right.
Tell him about the bitch you was texting.
In today's video, we're going to talk about a conspiracy theory put out by John Bray, and he's very confident that this microphone, this DJI microphone, was actually in a 30-06, and somehow this magically shot Charlie Kirk in the neck. But, all right, we're going to go down this rabbit hole, but this is why I don't.
We're spending hundreds of billions of dollars on Israel.
Watch Anna Kasparian's.
Yeah, that woman be out there cooking them folks. Got them folks looking crazy out there. But anyway, let me just come over here to this one real quick.
According to the, I think I.
But these were all the people he was surrounded, dog. He was surrounded by these people, and so it is what it is. But anyway,
Israel was very clear.
So look, whether or not, bet you didn't see this.
Charlie's position on Israel was very clear.
So look, whether or not you believe that the assassination of Charlie Kirk had a lot to do with Israel or whatever, whether or not you believe that, you cannot deny the amount of coincidences, the amount of connections, and the amount of just weird circumstances that surrounded Israel and Charlie's relationship with Israel and how it was starting to change. And this interview perfectly explains that. And I don't think they even realize what they did. But this is Andrew Colvett, Charlie Kirk's executive producer, on a podcast explaining Charlie's position and opinion about Israel, especially closer to his death. We're going to break it down. Listen.
I like them more than I like Hamas. I just wish I was free to criticize Israel and not be labeled an anti-Semite. Because I can criticize my own government and not be called anti-American.
Right.
But why do I have more freedom to do, that and not criticize, a foreign government?
Correct. And it's the same question that all of us have. Why am I not able to criticize a foreign government, but I can criticize my own government? Why am I an anti...
Oh yeah. You can talk crazy about Trump. You could talk about how you want to kill Donald Trump. You could talk crazy about Obama. You could talk crazy. Listen, tell like this TV, we done cooked every single politician you can think of. You know what I'm saying? We done cooked any politician you can think of over here on Tell Like It Is TV. So much, them niggas start banning my channels. You know what I'm saying? But the minute you start talking about them folks, they get up here and they start motherfucking deleting channels. They start giving you strikes. You know what I'm saying? So I can talk all this craziness about our government, you know what I'm saying, and the shit that they're doing, and the shit that, whether it's shit that I agree with or shit that I strongly disagree with, I can talk hellified shit about them. But the minute I get out here and criticize them people out there with the star as the flag, then all of a sudden that's where the line get drawn. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, that's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That's bullshit. That don't mean I hate them folks. That mean I hate the American government because I don't be agreeing with some of the politics and shit like that. Nah, I don't have no ill will for these people. But some shit that they're doing is some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And I should have a right, and I should be able to fucking address that. You know what I'm saying? They want everybody just to shut the fuck up. That's what they want. You know what I mean? But anyway. But see, the thing with Charlie was aligned with a lot of these people. You know what I'm saying? And so when he started to give that pushback on why can't I criticize them people, you know what I'm saying? They said, we got to take this nigga out. You know what I'm saying? It's time for him to go. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, number one, he knew too much. That's number one. He knew too much. He's been at these dinners with these people. He know how these people think. He got himself, he was knee deep in the game, man. Just to put it that, like I keep saying throughout this entire video, the man was too deep in the game. And when he decided he didn't want to play no more, they said, oh, okay, you ain't got to play no more. Remember the first video that I showed y'all? They allegedly was low-key threatening the nigga, you know what I'm saying? They low-key was threatening the nigga and shit, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, but anyway.
Semite for criticizing the Israeli government, but I'm not anti-American for criticizing the American government. Why is that the case? It's a very simple question. The thing is, everybody that asks that question seems to be like almost immediately slandered and attacked and called an anti-Semite and called a Jew hater and this and that, and it's like, no.
And for the record, Tell Like This TV, we do not hate them people, you know what I'm saying? I've actually grown around some of them people. Some of them people I was actually cool with, you know what I'm saying? Some of them people I'm still cool with to this day, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I ain't got no hate for them people, but You know, we just gotta be real about it. You know what I'm saying? And when you talk to them, they know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, dog. Like, we know y'all niggas running everything for real. You know what I'm saying? But anyway.
We are just criticizing the actions of a government that is very clearly going against what most people would consider not only good but humane. What they are doing is clearly not okay. Okay? It's not a matter of right or left. It's just a matter of good and evil. What they are doing is not okay, and it is not justified regardless of how much people try to justify it.
Right. That whole Palestine situation, like I said, you know, that's kind of fucked up what's going on with them. You know, like I said, okay, if you're going to say, which ended up being a lie, but anyway, if you're going to say that these people came over there, they kidnapped 7 people and blew them up or whatever, they beheaded them, whatever you want to say, that is not justifiable for you to go over to that goddamn land and start bombing and start killing and pillaging and doing all that to innocent people who ain't had shit to do with whatever this group of people went over there and did. You can't justify that. You can't. I don't give a fuck what nobody talking about. You can't justify eliminating fucking thousands of people and shit based off some shit off this small group of people that did this. You know what I'm saying? That killed 7 people or beheaded them, whatever the case may be. You can't justify that. You're now going into straight war mode, and you're bombing hospitals. You're bombing kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, the kids ain't got shit to do with that. You know what I'm saying? You go use the U.S. military like y'all be doing. Use the U.S. military and go ahead and figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Go figure out where these people at, where they staying at, this, that, and the third. But to just get out here and just throwing bombs and dropping bombs and pillaging and killing and you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, bro. Nah, I ain't standing with that. You know what I'm saying? And you can't, there's no way to fucking, you know, condone some shit like that. I can't condone it. That's just me personally.
And he was really upset that there was this sort of clampdown on the freedom of expression, the freedom of ideas, free speech, when it came to a foreign government. And I will say this, he felt like he had earned the right as a friend of the Jewish people over the years and all of the things that he had done. He felt like his bona fides in that respect were unassailable and that he should have the freedom to say, hey, it's time to end the war. Hey, it's time to stop the killing.
The fact that Charlie had to think that he had the right, or like that because of what he had already done for Israel, he should be allowed to criticize them and to criticize their actions.
And that lets you know that the nigga was, like I keep saying, I don't want to say what I want to say because this is YouTube, but man, he was in bed with these folks, man. You know what I'm saying? He was knee deep in the game. And like I said, the nigga literally had to ask for, he pretty much was asking for permission to be able to criticize these people. You know what I'm saying?
The war and everything that's going on over there, that in and of itself, just think about that for a minute. He felt like he should have the right to do that. He already has the right to do that.
Right. But like I said, the man was in bed with these folks, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, he had to ask daddy for permission. You know what I'm saying?
American, we have the right of free speech. We have the right to criticize foreign governments. That is free speech. So the fact that he even had that thought process is insane to me.
But, you know, when you, with Tucker, for example, yeah, I mean, we took some pushback. We lost some donors.
Right there. So you lost donors because Charlie started to platform people that Israel did not like. So here's the reality. Every time this has happened in the past, in many other situations, the same exact thing has happened. The person's been canceled. The organization has been attacked. Donors have all of a sudden disappeared. And what's really interesting is what he's about to say is like, he's trying to say, well, we don't have Jewish donors. We don't have Israeli donors. First of all, that's a lie. You do. And well, we can only accept American money. Yeah, but the money can be exchanged into American money. But I digress. The point is, it doesn't have to be a direct Jewish or Israeli donor to lose the donor, okay? The fact is, these people have far more power than anyone actually realizes. And if they really want to, I believe, this is just my opinion, I am a conspiracy theorist after all, I believe that they can make a phone call and say, hey, stop donating to this person. Stop donating to this.
You know, I know he ain't a brother and shit, but brother, you on one because we watched it happen with Kanye. We watched it happen with Kyrie Irving. Hell, Kyrie Irving just pointed out the truth. You know what I'm saying? Let's just be honest about that. Kyrie Irving pointed out the truth when it comes down to, you know, who the real people is. You know what I'm saying? And they canceled that nigga. They suspended him. They wanted this nigga to have about 6-7 meetings, and they had like a whole list of things that they wanted Kyrie Irving to do before he was able to play basketball again. Just to play basketball, this nigga had to do all this. You know what I'm saying? Lost endorsements, lost everything. You know what I'm saying? And they was demonizing him like he done went out there and killed somebody. You would have thought Kyrie Irving went out there and literally beat the brakes off one of them people, you know what I'm saying? And was yelling all kind of anti-Semitic shit at him while he was whooping their ass, you know what I'm saying? That wasn't even the case. The man just pointed out a movie. And I like Kyrie's response. He's like, yo, how y'all so mad at me, but y'all not mad at Amazon for having the shit? The movie was already on Amazon, you know what I'm saying? But see, when you're playing in their leagues, okay? When you're in their entertainment, when you're in their sports and entertainment, that is their world. They run that shit, dog. You know what I'm saying? They run that shit. Like I said, Charlie Kirk was pretty much, you know, he had to ask daddy for permission and shit. Well, is it okay if I get to criticize y'all? I mean, I get to criticize my government all the time. You know, can I talk about y'all and some of the fucked up shit y'all might be doing? Charlie, you could do that if you want, but, you know, you go ahead and, you know, you're going to start feeling the consequences from that shit. And, hey, it is what it is.
Organization, because in reality, a lot of the money flows through Israel, especially when it comes to donations and donors in these organizations. It's just how it is. It's the reason why most of our Congress and Senate are in bed with them.
And what's interesting is it wasn't necessarily Jewish donors, although there was, because that's a misconception about Turning Point's funding base, by the way.
He's lying right through his teeth. I know that nigga lying. That nigga hellified lying. He capping, big capping, all that. And ain't he one of the, oh yeah, I think dude said he's one of the executives or some shit like that. So at the end of the day, these are people that he's in bed with, you know what I'm saying? So of course he's going to paint this whole narrative because they already was setting the play up. They was already setting, allegedly, they was already setting the play up. Like, oh, we going to get this nigga. This nigga want to start putting people on a platform that is against us? Oh, hell no. You know what I'm saying? Who the fuck this nigga think he is? You know what I'm saying? And they spanked him. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
You know, it's not a whole lot of Jewish donors. It's just not. There was always, I saw the comments online like, oh, the Jewish shekels or something like, I mean, it's all this gross stuff. It just wasn't true. And it isn't true. But we did lose, you know, one in particular towards the end that was frustrating.
And this part I find really interesting. He says there was this one donor we lost towards the end. Why not say who that is? Right? If they're not Jewish, if they're not Israeli, why not say who it is? Also, if what Candace and Nick and these other people are saying is true about $150 million bribe, basically, from Netanyahu, right? That is a massive, even though it wasn't already a donor, that is a massive loss because of what he was saying and doing, because he chose not to accept that money. Just saying.
All right. And so y'all go, make sure y'all go follow that dude right there. You know what I'm saying? He definitely was hitting a lot of shit on the head when it comes down to that. You know what I mean? Point blank period, man. These people, like I said, it don't mean that all these people are bad and shit like that. But me personally, when you get involved with these, when you're involved with that shit, dog, you know what I'm saying? You're in sports, you're in goddamn entertainment, bro. You can't say nothing about these people. You know what I'm saying? You can't. They're gonna take everything from you. They even snatch your goddamn life. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly. You know? Allegedly. So while y'all running around here smoke screening this shit, talking about he was a transgender, he was a Democrat, he was a far leftist, it was Obama and them. You know what I'm saying? Cause y'all don't want to deal with who really might have got his ass taken out. Because y'all need permission to be able to get out there and motherfucking say what it is that I ain't gonna say needs to be said, but y'all not even asking the fucking questions. Y'all not even asking questions about the shit. Y'all just letting this shit just go by and thinking that shit is cool. That shit being spread around the media. That is some Democrats. So now you got people out here, motherfucking, you know, getting into these kind of games and wars and shit, arguing and putting division amongst the people that's already there because y'all don't want to deal with what really fucking happened. And what really happened with Charlie Kirk is unfortunate because they set that man up. You know what I'm saying? They set his ass up. Lovely. You know what I'm saying? And they got motherfuckers running around here. They don't know what to believe. You know what I'm saying? And they, you know, it's very unfortunate, man. But, you know, like I said, my heart goes out to his family. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you know, and his kids. You know what I'm saying? Now, old girl, I don't know. I don't think she really got love for that dude like that. It is what it is. But definitely goes out to the kids, though. You know what I'm saying? The kids ain't got nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? Him jumping on platforms, talking crazy about black people and shit like that, I ain't got nothing to do. His kids ain't got nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? So I feel bad for the kids at the end of the day, like I said in my first video. So, you know, it is what it is. But anyway, y'all niggas let me know what y'all niggas think about this shit, dog. Y'all niggas think this shit real? Y'all niggas think this shit fake? You know, I think it's a little mixture. I think it's a little mixture of shit, personally. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, don't get mad at me, man. I just got to tell it like it is, man. And first of all, we are not anti-Semitic. You know what I'm saying? We got love for the Jews, all right? You know what I mean? So this is not no anti-Semitic bashing video, no none of that. But at the end of the day, you know, we got questions that we need answers to. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's a lot of people that was involved with this man's death